How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my reaction video to the Nottingham Forest versus Preston North End game that did finish earlier today at Deepdale. Well, yesterday actually for me. I wasn't able to watch the game at the time that the game was on, but I recorded it and watched it after. And yeah, it wasn't the best game in the world. I think based on the way the game went, we'll probably take a point, and it could be a vital point coming into the season. But we looked like we hadn't played for 10 days. You know, we lacked that bit of sharpness, that bit of just, I don't know, my dad kept saying it, we looked sort of a yard off and we were really sloppy with our passes and sort of the balls into the box and stuff like that, a little bit of quality that we sort of associate now with James Garner. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of games, and we were really lucky, to be honest with you, not to lose. Cameron Archer, for them, had a brilliant opportunity that, you know, probably 9 times out of 10 he was going to score it, and we were lucky that today was the one time that he didn't score it, put it the wrong side of the post. It was very poor from him, and Preston will probably feel disappointed, to be honest with you. They definitely deserve to win it. I think they were the better team by, I won't say by far, but they were the better team. They were the team that played the better football. They had more of the chances. They were a bit, you know, they played with a bit more quality to the way that they were playing. You know, and they should have won it. But you know, we rode our luck in some instances. But I don't think we defended that badly, to be honest with you. I think we did well. We got the blocks in. Horvath, he played well, made every save that he needed to make. You know, we defended well. Sort of Worrell had a good game defensively, was making sure that all the crosses and all the shots and stuff were getting blocks to him, and little flicks to stop them from going goal bound, which was really good. But you look at the wing backs, and defensively they were all right. Spence definitely wasn't his best game for us, one of his worst, to be honest with you. I think he had one chance to go forward, and that was right near the end of the game, where he did really well, put a ball across the face of goal, but there was no one there to convert it home. You know, I think, yeah, you got to look at that game as probably a point gained. I don't think we deserved the point necessarily. I think Preston probably deserved all 3, and we were just lucky. And also defensively, we did just enough, I think, to stop them from scoring the goals and to win the game. But I think you know, we could look back at the end of the season at this in one or two ways. You know, we could look at it as a vital point away at Deepdale when we weren't playing very well after 10 days without a game. We could look at it as a 2 points dropped and you know, a really good opportunity wasted to push on. You know, but we are 4 points currently off the playoffs. I think, you know, it's important that we didn't lose today. I think that's important. We've got some games in hand over the teams above us, which is helpful. Not every team above us. I think we've got a game or 2 in hand over Huddersfield, which will be, you know, that could come back to help us a little bit in our pursuit for top 6. But I think, you know, it was an off game today. I think we go again at the weekend. I can't remember off the top of my head who we've got at the weekend. I'll just have a quick look for you. But, you know, we go again at the weekend. We sort of put that behind us and look forward onto the game Saturday, where we have got Bristol City at home, who aren't doing, you know, great, not doing bad. I don't think so. We'll, you know, I'll discuss that a bit more in my video coming up later on in the week. But yeah, I think overall, yeah, you'll take a point the way the game went. Are you happy with the point? No. Okay, to go to Deepdale and get a point, not bad, given Ryan Lowe has only lost once at home since joining Preston. But it's not ideal. You know, in this sort of situation, you want to be winning every single game that you play, to keep the momentum going, to keep the points adding up on the board, to keep that push to get the playoffs going. But then again, I think it's also important that we don't lose games. I think that it's important going forward that we, you know, we got something from this game. Hopefully, it's a point that we look back on at the end of the season and we say that it was a point gained rather than 2 points lost. I think I think you've got to look at this as it's important that we didn't lose. We defended well in spells when we needed to. Horvath looked pretty good. The chances that they didn't have too many clear-cut opportunities. They had one which Cameron Archer should have scored. Other than that, we did kind of reduce them a little bit to long-range efforts, to shots in the box that were kind of easy for Horvath to deal with. So that's a positive. But going forward, we were poor. We had one good chance in the first half where James Garner sort of came sliding in and put it straight to their keeper. Obviously, that good chance I mentioned with Spence where no one got on the end of it. I think Cook came out from the defence and struck a long shot, which was nowhere near really, but it was one of the better opportunities we had, I suppose. But yeah, I just think going forward we looked a little bit sluggish, lacked that little bit of cutting edge, and I think Matchday with Max actually summed it up quite well with his title. I think he said dull and disappointing. We've got such a buzz around the club at the minute where we feel like we're unbeatable and we're riding a wave. And today it just looked like we were kind of labouring a little bit. We were struggling a little bit, and it was a bit dull. It was a little bit disappointing. I think the buzz around the club at the minute, you're kind of expecting that we would find a way to win the game, or expecting that we would put in a bit more of a shift. But I think 10 days out of game kind of did show in this one. I think we kind of looked a bit like we were lacking a little bit of sharpness, which we obviously would have had if we'd played Bournemouth. But again, you can't really use it as an excuse. You've got to win every game you can, regardless of the circumstances in the Championship. But looking on the positive side of things, a point away from home, a team who are doing well, who have an outside chance at the playoffs, a team who have got a good home record under their new coach. A point against them when we weren't playing very well, and they were playing pretty decent. They'll be feeling hard done by that they didn't get anything from this game. Well, they got a point from this game, but they were feeling hard done by they didn't get a win from this game. But overall, I think Forest will be the more. That they'll take this more than Preston. They'll probably feel a bit disappointed, but I think depending on how the season pans out, obviously it will show whether this was a good point or not. But I think you've got to take the positives out of this one. We didn't lose. We kept a clean sheet. We didn't play well, but we kept a clean sheet. We didn't lose the game. We defended well in spells, but it was just unfortunate going forward. It was really sloppy. Passes were going astray. Balls into the box weren't very good. But I think if you look at the positives, like I say, it's a good point against a decent team who've got a decent home record recently. Man of the match for me, I'm going to give it to Joe Worrell. I think he did well defensively, getting himself, getting blocks in and dealing with their strikers quite well. There was a shout for us to get a penalty in the first half. Kieran Davis getting tripped, but I think it was a little bit too easy for me. I think it went down a little bit too easy in that situation. But we move on to the next game. Hopefully we can get all 3 points in that one. We can take the positives from this game, work on things that weren't so good, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways on Saturday. So if you did enjoy this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you are new around here and you haven't already, and come on you Reds.